Good morning. Good morning. Gonna do this here. Pin that. All right. And I'll wait a second just so I'm not talking just to myself. I'm tired. I got some bags under my eyes today. Still waking up. Good morning. Hi, Erin. Thank you for joining. Alina's going to get mad at me because I'm going to be talking too loud. I don't know if you guys heard, but I think it's going over really well. The announcement that was made last night. Right. I'm not making light of anybody's reactions, okay? I'm not. I'm just, that's what I do. I tend to be a little snarky from time to time. And please interact and please ask questions because that's what this is here for. Good morning, Erin. Thank you for joining. So last night that announcement came up and people had a very inflammatory response. Even like dear friends. I mean, I was pretty much like, we're gonna need some more information on this. And it brought me back, a quick story time while we're warming up this morning to this time when I was 16 and my boyfriend broke up with me. And it was like one of my first breakups, I think. And like, we didn't date super long and he was a turd, but I was really heartbroken and I was super embarrassed because apparently like he was flirting with other girls and I thought like I looked really dumb. And I was devastated. And one of the things my mom told me, and my mom was single while she raised me for quite a few years, was basically to have some dignity, woman. And I'm sure those weren't the words that she used, but that was the takeaway. And it was one of those moments where it was just a really good lesson that she taught me about dignity and self-respect. And I think, especially as an adult, I'm sure there were times where I was not displaying a whole lot of self-respect as I grew up. But I think sometimes I tend to quiet down and try to compose myself when I'm feeling especially defeated or disappointed or embarrassed or whatever it is. And so instead of like, being inflammatory and going on Facebook, on my personal page, or, calling up that ex-boyfriend in that case, I feel like that lesson that my mom taught me about dignity and self-respect and like you do not need like to strip yourself bare and become super vulnerable. Being a responsible, composed adult is kind of a cool thing to do sometimes. And so I watched some things unfold where people's responses were pretty dramatic, okay? So I want you to know where I come from, where it's like sometimes I get quiet, but that's because I am gathering the information. And I encourage you guys all to do the same too. And so I appreciate if you guys maybe turned off your computers or maybe just didn't pay attention to some of the drama that was unfolding last night because you had faith that there would be some more information to come. And that is where I step in because that was what I was doing last night too. I knew I was not going to be able to unearth all of the secrets to what's happening in just 5 minutes. We were fortunate to be called into a webinar last night, and I was able to get some more information. And so I want to go in to this. I want you guys to kind of let your guard down a little bit. Not feel so defensive. I feel like what I'm seeing is a lot of defense coming from people who are remaining in the business, who are doing great, who just feel like they need to be like a vigilante, or like, you know, we got to rescue everybody. We got to save. Oh, this is so evil. And it's like, it isn't. Excuse me. So, first of all, I don't even know where to start, honestly. We're going to start with the announcement and build. It says they're going to now have a 90% buyback. There's a 10% restocking fee, okay? This is what it was. The policy was never a policy. The 100% buyback was never a policy. They waived it from like April or May until recently, okay? That was super duper generous. And I think what happens, and maybe we can get some thumbs up if we agree to this, that when someone gives you an inch, people take a mile. The more you get, the more you expect. And there was some entitlement. And it's kind of a hard thing to accept. You know, they give us an opportunity, well, we want more. This is how they screwed it up. Or, you know, no matter what they do, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but no matter what they do, it's never going to be the right thing. Okay? So let's give a little bit of grace. Let's soften our hearts a little bit, because some of the stuff that I'm seeing, it's like, guys, let's just relax, okay? Jess, you are 100% spot on. Kaylee, I am with you. And for the record, you guys, I want to share with you that I am in full support of the 10% restock. The 90% buyback, I am in 100% full support of that as far as this business. And I think that that's super generous still, and I feel like it's a responsible thing. What I am not in support of is the rollout. I think that a lot of us felt really blindsided and like, oh. For those staying in the business, the reason we feel upset is because we care about those who are leaving. A lot of them are our team members, and they became our friends. Or maybe they weren't really our friends, and they're making our lives challenging. And so that's another reason why we might not like the way it was unrolled. And so I want to kind of talk on that for a minute. We can get fired up because we're like, this is so unfair for them. This isn't right. And while I really wanted to hear that going forward, this was the policy instead of like, this is what it is now. That's not what happened, okay? So basically, if you have received an email stating what your refund is, if you have your shipping labels, you are to get a full refund, okay? If you have submitted your resignation but you have not yet heard back, she's going to be here a little after 9, okay? Okay? Keep your dress down, please. It's changed. And it's that simple. And that is a tough pill to swallow, you guys. I saw some pretty dramatic screenshots about basically just not mentally well people and how they were handling the news. I don't know how much inventory you're returning or these people are returning, but if it's you're expecting a full refund and now you have to pay a few $100 or $1,000 or whatever it might be, that is a surprise. Yes, that can be a lot of money. It is not the end of the world. So let's be very realistic here too. I've seen, you know, she She can't do this. She needs to pay her bills. You know, another way how to pay your bills is by selling your inventory to customers. It's that simple. So, David, all right, I want to see if I can see your whole comment. Okay, I'm going to read it for a second, okay? Okay, I can't read your whole comment, David, because it does cut off. And if you want to have like more of a conversation, I'm happy to do that. This business, when I joined, my attitude was there is no reward without a risk. When you join a zero risk business, you have no skin in the game. What do you care? You know, like, I'm just going to get my money and I'm going to get out. That's not what this business is. And I'm going to talk about that 1 year stuff too, okay? So let's just talk about that right now. They say inventory that is older than 1 year will not be accepted. You know what that means? Is if you have some items. I'm going to use my example. Some original Jill skirts. You guys don't even know what those are probably. Mike, right? Original Jill skirts is a style that's discontinued. Monroe kimonos. Items that you bought when you started and you just didn't sell. You got a bunch left. Those clearly aren't new. Those aren't going to be things that you get your money back on. Sell them. But when it comes to like certain prints, they're going to watch how much you've purchased, when you've purchased it, and how much you've sold, okay? So if you're cycling through, this is why, honestly, and I'm learning this, it's better to operate on a leaner inventory. I think when we were all doing a lot of pop-up boutiques, variety was the name of the game. We wanted to have a lot to choose from. Huge sellers have enormous inventory because they sell through so much. Understand where your business is and how you can work on a leaner inventory. Buy some, sell a bunch, have a good selection. I mean, I think like this is a good training topic that we need to brainstorm on too. So elegant and seasonal and capsule items, I understand that concern. And some of us got those items, Americana, some elegant, we got those in our main orders without paying the extra, without specifically ordering those. So when it comes to capsules, if you're sending back your inventory and you have a handful of items, I'm not talking like 20 or 30. I mean, that is a whole capsule, right? Like when you order, that would be an entire capsule. If there's a handful of items sprinkled in, it's likely we want in writing. Obviously, I completely understand. It's very likely that will be fine, okay? But if you're going to send in hundreds of items from an elegant collection, no, it will not be fine. Because ultimately, this business, and this is why I'm proud to be part of it, because I am committed, and I know a ton of you are too, they're protecting those staying in the business, okay? We want to make sure that those staying in the business have a great experience with the product that we do have to offer. Amanda, yes, there will be some items that if they are in resaleable condition, they will be recirculated. It is fiscal responsibility. Okay? There will be some of that, but it will be curated, okay? So when those people are sending their items back, they are sorted. If they were able to get a refund, that meant it was resaleable. So then it goes and it's curated by a third party, you guys. This is not LuLaRoe. So it's not your boy Pete in the warehouse screwing you over, okay? They hired a third party to sort and curate. and then it will be distributed to both warehouses. I would find it shocking for somebody to just basically receive somebody's old inventory, okay? It will be curated. Renee, I empathize and acknowledge, and I agree. And so here's where we need to focus our energy. I hope a lot of you have read The Power of Ted, and understand the drama triangle and where the rescuer is to the victim. And victim can be a strong word, and I'm not calling people who are leaving victims. I'm not saying it in an offensive way. But we have these friends, these people we care about, and we want to just make this, oh, it's going to be fine. I know that they're going to make this right. But the fact of the matter is, we are all adults. We have to make decisions. You are not responsible for the decisions that the people in your downline, you're not responsible for the decisions that they make, and you cannot take responsibility for their feelings behind that, okay? I'm just seeing a lot of questions, and I wish I could follow up on all of it, okay? Sorry. If you bought a bunch of Disney, for example, if you bought Disney and you just didn't sell it and you want to return it a year later, you can't send it back. Sell it. Sell as much as you can, okay? And Sarah, they do not have to give 30 days before this actually goes into effect per our agreement, because this was always the policy. This was always in our policies. They waived it. And so I think that became the expectation, and that's how that entitlement was born. So that they dealt with a lot of horrible things, you guys, because you give people an opportunity and they take advantage of it, and they're nasty. You know, people who bought $10,000 worth of inventory were returning $80,000 worth of inventory and saying, give me my money. And like that, you took something that was a wonderful gesture that was supposed to see people out, bless them, make it easier for you, because we had tremendous growth in one time frame. You know, like there were a few months there where it was just like crazy. Well, then a lot of those people discovered that this wasn't the business that they thought it was going to be. It wasn't just about building a team. It was harder work. It's hard to manage your inventory. It is difficult to be a business owner. And those people wanted to leave. And you know what? Let's go then. There was an aspect that was going to be, let's protect the people who are already in the business by trying to cut down on those going out of business sales. Well, guess what? Did it really help? Did it really help? Okay, sorry, I'm catching up. I'm sorry, you guys. I need like somebody else reading here. Katie, I know we so dislike those going out of business sales. My hope is that those who choose to leave the business will do it in the manner that they need to do it. You know, hopefully they send it back because they'll get their money back. I think there's just a lot of fear. I know plenty of people who had a successful sending back, getting their money. But there's so much fear because of social media. Social media is so powerful. And because we live in LuLaRoe land, we see so much of it. And we see the people who are super inflammatory. Those are the things that travel. Good news does not travel fast enough. But that bad news, those like, what am I gonna, you know, you're like, tell me more. You're snooping around trying to get the information. That's what people like to see. That's, those are the screenshots that go viral. So there's plenty of people who had a successful experience with canceling their contract and returning their inventory, but those who are having a more difficult time tend to put it out there. It is unfortunate that it takes as long as it does. On the call last night, I specifically asked, I was the first person to ask a question because I wanted to hear it, because I want them to consider the importance of timeliness and how committing to a time frame to send money back builds trust. And they aren't able to do that right now just because they cannot do that. Let's say I invited all of my customers to return anything they just decided they didn't like. I mean, essentially we've done that, but like, let's say I personally extended an offer to my customers to say, anything it turns out you just don't like that much, you send it back to me and I will give you a full refund. And I'll think, oh, I bet there's only going to be like maybe 10 people. Chances are there's going to be a whole lot of people who are like, oh, I want some money. Emily's offering me some money. And they send it all in. And now I'm like, how can I deal with this? It's kind of big scale version of that, okay? So as much as we want to be like, just get it together already, I'm going to give them a little bit of grace on that. So the fear does take a toll and people are scared to send things back. I understand that. Okay, sorry, I want to catch up on some of these conversations. Amber, yes, don't take back what they haven't bought. And they are cracking down on that. And that's why people are like putting it out there on social media. I'm not getting my money. It's like, well, you didn't buy those items and now you're trying to get money for them. Or sending back disgusting inventory. As much as I want to believe that every LuLaRoe retailer is like an upstanding, amazing human, some people don't live in super clean conditions. And so they send back a box of inventory and they're like, give me my money, and there's like a mouse in it. Sorry. In the full interest of those staying in the business, thank you. Okay? I think we're very worked up about like all these people who are leaving. Let's talk about those of us who are staying and what this extra money, they're not giving all of the money. They're paying the people to like restock and all of that. And they're pouring back into our businesses. Exciting new things, great production. If we want new items, these are the things that need to happen. This is a business that makes money off the clothing that they sell, not the clothing that they buy back, all right? So when we want new, exciting things, there needs to be the money for that. This is a business and a fiscal decision. I think we all agree that the rollout is the toughest part. And so this is where that whole like, all right, this is a change. This is simply a change. It happens other places. It feels unfair. It feels like you get the wind knocked out of you, and then it's like you carry on. You carry on, okay? Those of you who joined this business because you thought you could make your money and send it back and be done, I'm sorry, that's not what this is anymore. That's not what it ever should have been. It's not what it was when I joined. There were people who thought it. There's big leaders now who thought they'll sell their inventory, they'll make $12,000 and then they'll be done. And then they realize that there's so much more potential. So if you joined thinking, I'm going to make my money back, I'm going to pay down my debt, and then I'm going to send it all back and be done and wash my hands of it, I am sorry, that's not what this is. And I will not fall victim to any reasons as to why you think that that is still okay. Original tags. Guys, stop stickers, stop markers, stop hole punches. Don't put stuff on your tags. If you feel like you need to add numbers or do something to track your own inventory, get your own. This is just my advice, okay? This is not coming from anybody else. Get your own tag gun, create your own tag, punch your own tag. So like if you need to number your inventory, don't put them on the LuLaRoe tags. Add your own tag. If you decide to close your business and send those items back, you can remove those tags. Do not alter the hang tags. When it comes to original packaging, I had some messages, very concerned messages, like, I don't have original packaging. And put the number on the hanger via Betsy Thompson. Original packaging, if you sent your items back and they're folded nicely, I mean, they don't really use the zip top bags anymore, so we all get that. You'll be fine. Please, moving forward, go to Uline, go to whatever website where you can get bulk zip top bags. Respectfully put your garments back in. You want money back? You're going to need to fold your garments. Make sure that they're in sellable condition. Minka, if you go to build, make sure you're reading that policy, and then you can watch this replay. All right, I want to see what Angie said. Angie, about selling at MAP, you can sell at whatever price you want to sell at. I mean, this is America. MAP is an advertised price. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I sell at MAP a lot. Like 99% of the time. In home, I offer specials from time to time. Certain customers, I will extend an offer to. You can offer discounts. The thing is, and Angie, I know, like, if you don't have a million customers, it's super challenging. I get that. What I found is people don't want it because it's less expensive. They want it because they like the print. And so when I tell people why they should like things, or, you know, there's a kind of a different retail mindset for some of that. But in the past, I used to have like a clearance rack at my open houses, and people would look at it and say, well, I see why these are on sale, because those prints aren't moving. Swapping prints can be helpful, getting new eyes, but I think we're kind of getting deep in the weeds with some of this. I want to just kind of cover the policy. Okay. So I don't have my notes down here from my call last night. Bonus deduction, that's the other thing. That was like, how are they going to do that? What is this? Bonus deduction, that is basically up to LuLaRoe's discretion. If you are a leader and you've been paid out tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars or whatever it was based on the orders that you've made, and now you've accumulated all of this inventory and now you want to send it back, it is up to LuLaRoe if they're going to do that for you, because they've paid you as a leader based on those orders, and now you're just going to send it back. So that is kind of a leverage point for them. If you are a new retailer, you just didn't work your business. Maybe you sponsored one person and you got $500 total over the course of the year. You are probably not at risk. It's those people who maybe had a huge team and they've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars perhaps over the course of the years, and now they're like, and here's $80,000 of inventory also. They're like, I'm sorry, that's not how this works. Okay. Yes, Brianna, I did cover that, and it will be recirculated, curated with the main line if it's in saleable condition. Okay. Yeah, Amber, it is. It's based on what it's. I don't think it is. It's a leverage. It's them being able to use this as It's case by case, okay, Amber? And I'm sure that a discussion can happen ahead of time. You know, if you're like a coach and you just send everything back, I think having a conversation with home office beforehand would be kind of an important part of that process. So I don't think that there's like X, Y, and Z to that part of the policy because that is case by case. So I would not get too caught up in the semantics of the bonus portion of that because that is case by case. Betsy. Okay. I have heard a few people asking about the resellable condition. They were worried this meant LuLaRoe was recirculating these items. I assumed it was so the box is easier to manage, and when it came to... Okay. I thought it was too. I thought, guys, and they donated, and they destroyed a lot. Okay? It's not fiscally responsible to, or as like a good steward of the planet. Okay? We've got a lot of really great product. I think that curating it and sending it back, it is what it is now. We were never promised like in writing that we weren't going to get that, but there was definitely some indications for a while that we were not going to be getting recirculated product. That is no longer the case. We will be getting some recirculated product. And until that becomes an issue, honestly, I'm not going to fight that. I don't think that that's a real concern. Let's see. They do not send back your inventory. So if you send things there, they take some that's resellable and some that is not. They cannot send that back. I understand there are some feelings. There are feelings about that. And I'm striving to get some more clarification on that.
I think I know what baby bunny eagles look like.
Baby what?
Baby bunny eagles.
What do they look like?
They're just really little.
Really little bald eagles. Okay. Grandma's going to be here soon. Okay? She said she's on her way.
Oh, right now.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. And so all of you guys who are staying in the business, we have these questions because we want to help our team. Good morning, Lauren. Thank you. So let's focus. Let's refocus for a minute. For those who are still energetic and feeling like they got this, like this business is amazing because it is. Sorry.
Well, the baby bunny eagles are really lucky because it looks like it in this online sign because there's a lot of bunny eagles in it.
Sorry. And I apologize. I did not get a lot of sleep last night.
Three of them.
3 little bald eagle babies. A lot of us have a fire and we are enthusiastic and there are some amazing things happening. I mean, I'm seeing the sales, you guys are doing so good, and it's just so hard because social media does show so much of that other stuff. And I see my customers, I see the people who built my business. Don't worry about it, sweetie. I see the people who built my business, they're still wearing LuLaRoe, and for some reason they're not buying it from me. And I think they're, oh my word. It's like Mamba Monday in here. I think, oh, you found it. Imagine that. I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I forgot. I unfriended somebody this morning. Because I find it completely classless and tacky to air your business dirty laundry on your personal page. It is so tacky. This is somebody that she's still in the business. She's not even leaving. And I'm like, I do not need that in my life. My job, and I get emotional, you guys, because I care so much about you, and I want to focus on you and your commitment and your dedication to staying in this business. Okay, sorry, Sarah. I get why destroying perfectly good items isn't responsible. Some people are sending back great stuff, but a lot of hideous and didn't sell because I think that there may be some considerations taken into place for some of the prints. I don't know for sure, but Sarah, I feel you on that. I do. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Eleanor, I'm on a call. I was getting misty, Lena. She ruined that vibe. Well, and you know, Erin, Rainbows and Unicorns, if you can put yourself in that. Okay, guys, hang with me. Hang with me. What do you need?
So, the 3 baby bald
Oh,
eagles and then the mommy.
Okay, I got to see the 3 baby bald eagles on little. They are fluffy.
And now you have to see the mommy.
Okay, there's the mommy. Oh, she took his baton. Whoops. And then. Okay, can I go now? Thank you. Yes. So, those of you who watch Mom Bun, you know what's up. All right, let's lighten this up a little bit. What's going on here? There. Okay. Those of us who are staying in the business, this is extremely important to protect. No, you don't. Protect the business as a whole. When I served on President's Council 2 years ago, you guys, I took it as a personal goal and responsibility to do what it took to protect the entirety of this business for the long term. And in turn, a lot of my leaders, you guys, those who've grown at their businesses, you took that on too. And I so value you. I want you to know that some things are out of our control. While I'm in full support of this policy, the way it was done, not my favorite. That's outside of my control. So I'm going to take the circumstances in which we are given and make them work for me and help them work for you. Oh, thanks, Casey. So, yeah, I can get super negative and be like, yeah, it's because they're buying from all these people going out of business. And a lot of you guys saw my post about my never going out of business sale. And I think that spoke to a lot of customers because sometimes they like getting a good deal, but sometimes they want to know who they can go and shop with. You know, I want to be that old standby. I want to be their person that they can count on to have great service, to have a great selection, to have probably what they're looking for. And if they don't, I'll show them what they might like. Those are very important things to me. And so while I see these other sales, and I'm sorry if some of you are closing your business, I really, really hope the best for you. I do not think anything negative about a majority of the people. But I need to show my family, and I want you to show your families what dedication looks like, and that mom is not a quitter, and that mom is dedicated, and she's gonna do what it takes, because those are lessons. I didn't get enough sleep. Those are the things that they're going to grow up, and it's going to affect them deeply because of your commitment when things got challenging. When you rose above and you had self-respect and dignity and you handled challenges with class, those are things that your family sees. And they're going to grow up to be stronger because of the lessons that you can teach them because of this experience. And so if you're going to let the experience crush you, what is that showing people? Come on, guys. Your actions go so deep in teaching lessons. You know, I go back to the story that my mom told me when I was 16. One thing that she probably doesn't even remember. Our actions, our commitment, our dedication, our hard work, the way we handle challenges. Come on. So guys, I just want you to know, if you are committed to this business, I am committed to you. I stayed up until 12:30 trying to get answers so I can better serve you guys. I understand the concerns, but when you partnered with a company, let's try to see eye to eye instead of just try to fight them on everything. I know there are some of you guys that no matter what LuLaRoe does, you're going to fight them tooth and nail. And you know what? I welcome you to leave, because that is not what this is. This is not a battle. This is a partnership. There are disagreements, there are concerns, but you better believe that somebody like me is going to go to bat for you guys. If you think that I'm not listening or that I am not paying attention, you are so wrong. I stay up late, I get up early, and I do it for you. I do it for my customers, I do it for my family, and I do it for you because I'm committed to those who are committed to the business. And in the same way, LuLaRoe is committed to us if we are committed to them. If they see you blasting them on social media, do you think that they're going to come to you with love? Like, sometimes they'll just buy you out, like, all right, let's just be done. And the thing is, my mother-in-law is going to be here soon to get my daughter, so I have to wrap it up. Feel free, she's here, to ask a question on the team page. I will approve the ones that I have answers for or started discussion for. Let's be constructive. I want to be sure I'm getting answers. I gotta go. Bye.